Hello everyone and welcome to Chris's Chaos. I am your host Chris Cortez, and today we are going to cover predictions for SmackDown, which will be held on June 18th, 2026 in Kansas City, Missouri at the T-Mobile Center. And I've been looking forward to this one since they announced the match between Gunther and Cody Rhodes, and then again this past Friday with the announcement of Sami Zayn being Gunther's chosen referee. But on top of that, you have a few other matches. Jey Uso versus Javon Evans to determine who will face Oba Femi. That's right, Oba Femi, he made it past Dominic, easy enough. There were no appearances from Brock Lesnar. There was no replacement with a CM Punk. None of that happened, of course. But we'll talk about what I think is going to happen with the finals. I think it's becoming clearer and clearer that Brock Lesnar will come in Saudi Arabia and cost Oba Femi the match. We also have Charlotte Flair versus Liv Morgan, which we'll talk about. And then Damian Priest and R-Truth versus the MFTs, also known as My Family Tree. My buddy and me. That's what it makes me think of. Okay, in addition to My Little Pony. We also have a match to determine the number one contender for the United States Championship between Carmelo Hayes and Ricky Saints. Could be a good, at least a 10 to 15 minute match that will be intriguing and entertaining to say the least. I've been wanting to use that word intriguing because that's what a lot of these matches kind of intrigue. Now, let's talk right about Javon Evans versus Jey Uso. More than likely, Jey Uso is going to win this thing. If WWE tends to go the safe bet, and that Jey Uso is the safe bet here. Now, Javon Evans would be really cool to see the future, with Oba Femi and Javon Evans. However, I am so sure that Oba Femi is going to get taken out by Brock Lesnar, and then therefore whoever wins this match is going to face a champion at SummerSlam. Who's to say? I mean, I'm thinking it would be Jey Uso, and he will take on Cody Rhodes. It's what we're thinking right now. Or Sami Zayn would be cool. Gunther would make sense. I mean, it could go any which way. I guess that's the benefit of this, is that Jey Uso's kind of in between. He's an in-betweener. He's not a heel. He's not a face. He's something in between until he can take on either a Gunther, a Zayn, or a Rhodes. So, now, for some people who are wondering or questioning the idea of Brock Lesnar going to Saudi Arabia, I think Brock would be more than willing to go to Saudi Arabia and get paid a serious amount of money just to have a run-in. He'll do it. It was nothing beneath Brock Lesnar to do. There's nothing wrong with that. It's big money. So why wouldn't he take it? So that's what's going to happen. I mean, Oba is begging for Brock Lesnar at this point for him to come out and interfere in the match. So it's what it's looking like. Charlotte Flair versus Liv Morgan. More and more I'm starting to see WWE's tactics here with their plan, their strategy. I think they want to insert Liv Morgan into this thing. I think it makes zero sense. I thought it makes zero sense for someone like Charlotte Flair to go up against Roxanne Perez this past Monday night. I get it. For the fans, they want to see another match and build some of the story. But at the same time, it's does it make sense for the character Charlotte Flair to go up against Roxanne Perez just a few nights before this very important semifinal match? So after doing that and winning, I could see Liv Morgan now to get the win here, move on against Io Sky, which I'm so glad she's made it to the finals. And then we've got the MFTs versus Damian Priest and R-Truth. I'm hoping that this builds the story, pushing forward to eventually get Solo Sikoa to go back to the bloodline and end the MFTs, which ultimately leads to the start of the Guerrillas of Destiny in the WWE. That's right, I said it. And I'll keep saying it. Until Tama Tonga is no longer in the WWE, I'll keep saying it. With Starks versus Carmelo Hayes, Starks. Ricky Saints versus Carmelo Hayes. I mean, I think Carmelo more than deserves a match against Trick Williams at SummerSlam, or Night of Champions, or whenever, a Saturday night main event, Sunday night main event, whatever you want to call it. Yeah. So, apologize. So tired right now. I have a half marathon on Saturday, so I've been running. It's hot as Hades here in Germany. For the first time, I think it's hit 90 degrees. Now that's hot for us. So I got a fan blowing. And yeah. So, last but not least, Cody Rhodes versus Gunther match. I still want to see Gunther win and for them to pull the trigger. But I think it's going to lead to a screwy finish, some kind of a screwy, no contest finish even, that ultimately leads to a triple threat between Cody Rhodes, Gunther, and Sami Zayn. Yeah. So, I mean, those are my predictions. I could go back, talk a little bit about Monday Night Raw. I mean, I feel like at this point, it's best to just kind of, let you look at these shows, watch the shows, get a sense from it. But overall, I will say, I enjoyed Monday Night Raw for what it was worth, for the matches, for the promos, like the Roman Reigns promo where he introduced Jacob Fatu and gifted him, a look at my notes here. The Ula Fala, specifically designed for Jacob Fatu. The promo with LA Knight and Jey Uso. I still feel like there's something going on between them that's going to lead up to something. I just don't know why. It just makes more sense now than ever that they have a program at SummerSlam, but I don't see how that's going to happen. The Io Sky match with Raquel Rodriguez, I thought that was pretty good. Could have gone a little bit longer, but for the most part, it was the powerhouse Rodriguez versus Io Sky, who just can do so much in the ring, from missile drop kicks from the top rope, to just all kinds of like a sunset powerbomb. I mean. But her speed in the ring is second to none. And Rodriguez looked good, the way she was able to overpower Sky. I mean, Sky's not that big of a person, but just makes Rodriguez look that much more like a powerhouse. So I appreciated that. Had a little segment with Liv Morgan and Danhausen that I thought was meh, but whatevs. The Chad Gable versus Rusev match, I enjoyed. I didn't think I was going to enjoy it as much as I did. And these two could definitely take it to fourth gear, shift to fourth gear. They didn't do that, unfortunately, which I am not surprised on a Monday Night Raw. And I liked the match between even Javon Evans and Austin Theory. It ended with a big, massive spear from Braun Breaker. Looked good. Get a little run-in from Montez Ford and Angelo Dawkins of the Street Profits. So, still pushing that kind of feud between the Vision and the Street Profits. Now you have Javon Evans in the mix. Who knows? You might see them, all three of them, in a match at SummerSlam. Of course, there was a promo regarding Seth Rollins, so we'll see Rollins at Breaker in a steel cage match. Should be good, right? And then Dominic and Oba Femi. I mean, they did what they needed to do if this was the way to go for Oba Femi. I mean, if there's no Brock Lesnar, then this is exactly how it would go, right? Femi just basically Goldberg's someone like a Dominic Mysterio, takes out JD McDonough. It was expected. So, but yeah. He then, calls upon Lesnar basically and, tells him he's, kind of a coward for not showing up. He's begging him to come out at Night of Champions. So I have no doubt we'll see him in Riyadh, the Beast incarnate. And yeah, I mean that's about all I got. Should be a very fun fun night. Smackdown this Friday. Looking forward to it. I'm going to run 13.1 miles on Saturday in 90-degree weather. It'll probably be in the late 80s at least by the time we'll be running later. I'll be dedicating my run to breast cancer research. Should be fun. I got my Path of Exile. I got a couple classes to teach tomorrow at the university. It's going to be a busy time. So, I've been working all week. So, tired. Yeah. But you got my predictions, so. And highly recommend that you go and watch SmackDown this Friday. If you are a wrestling fan, it's fun. It'll be a good time. The card is stacked. They're starting to do a little bit better, WWE, with their providing you with good with matches, with setups, a little bit more build. They're starting to clean up a little bit of the mess that's been the weekly episodic shows of SmackDown, particularly, and then Raw. For a while there, Raw was doing significantly better than SmackDown, which was garbage. But there's been a swap between the two before. At one point SmackDown was the show to watch. So it fluctuates. But this week has been a pretty good week for wrestling. This weekend, the end of the week, pretty good week for wrestling. For WWE. So hats off to them. Anyways, if you haven't done so already, hit that like or subscribe button at Channel Cortez. Catch me on Instagram and Twitter. I will see you all next time, probably Sunday before the Monday Night Raw. And yeah, you have a good night. Bye.